Welcome to Cibus Super Stadium on the Gold Coast. The Simulation Rugby League Premiership Monday night action, round 6 underway with the Manly Seagulls visiting the Brisbane Broncos away from home themselves on the Gold Coast. Chapman Kenny and his side are out in the park. Joey Kelly leading his side out for one of his final games in Broncos colours. Obviously announcing his departure from the Broncos at the end of season 2. And your man on screen, Pete Barretto, will be one of the leaders taking over this Brisbane side come season 3, set to launch in early 2022. But there is still work to be done on both sides of the park tonight. We'll get into the permutations in a moment. Bronson Dixon has the ball on the tee. Referee says we're good to go, and the timer's on the clock here at Cibus Super Stadium. And it's the Broncos and the Seagulls set to go to battle over the next 80 minutes. As mentioned in tonight's earlier fixture between the Cowboys and the Raiders, both sides, or all sides, wearing their Indigenous strips. This week, this Indigenous round, unfortunately for the Seagulls, their Indigenous strip was the same colour as the Broncos. And so they are wearing their community strip here tonight so that we can easily distinguish the two sides. So it's the Seagulls with first possession of the game, and they get through their set unscathed. McKinney puts boots the ball, sends it down to Joey Kelly, who's hovering in that far touchline. A couple of big changes in both sides, and we'll go through those as we speak. Firstly, the Broncos, with the injury to Sam Hodgson last week against the Panthers, Pete Barretto is filling in at the fullback position. As we see Barretto make his first line break of the game, setting it up on the Seagulls side of halfway. The other major change for the Broncos sees Levi Raymond, this distinguished halves player for the Broncos, the Kiwis captain in fact, moved to the bench, with Theo Scott getting his first touch in the halves for the Broncos. As we see Corey Bell make a good break up this near touchline, Pete Barretto does a good job to come across and take him down, but it's a good return from the Seagulls, number 5. So that's the only major change for the Broncos, largely unchanged from last week in their 24 points to 0 loss to the Penrith Panthers. Meanwhile for the Seagulls, Sam Herbin retains his fullback position. The only major change is Chris Lord moving to number 17 jumper, and Joshua Blackburn as well, after they were both injured in that game last week against the Raiders. So it's Lewis this time, going to put it high, testing kick coming down, Herbin grabs it, knocked back, but taken down by some solid Broncos defence. And the score remains 0-0 here in the Gold Coast. So a difficult season so far for the Broncos. Minor premiers of season 1. But struggling to really get their season underway. Only the one win for them so far. That was against the Canberra Raiders back in round 2. Winning that game 22 points to 18. Standing out performers that day. 2 tries to Samuel Atchison. He's want to be one of their top performers this season for the Broncos, moving from the Storm in the off-season as Herbin takes a good ball with Barretto coming through. No problems there for the Manly number 1. These two sides have met once before in the SRL, back in season 1, and it was the Broncos who came away with that victory, 24 points to 16 at Brookvale. 2 tries to the big Englishman, David Hastings, that day. Pete Barretto crossed as well. And Levi Raymond, as mentioned, on the bench Crossing also for the Seagulls. It was Michael Cribb, Chaz Dingo, who's since departed the club, and Mary Passy, the first female player in the SRL, who also has since moved her trade offshore.
Get back, look at me.
So the Seagulls with tackle 5 on the far touchline, just inside the Broncos 20. It's their captain, Kane Chapman-Kinney, will play it. Boone, putting it high, but it's first real test for Pete Veretto, and he takes it well, but the chases were good for Manly, and they've forced him back in behind the in-goal, and Bronson Dixon will restart with the line dropout, so more possession for the Seagulls in the opening 10 minutes of this game. Taken forward by Goodwin, who sets it up. Centre field around about 32 metres out. This time it's Akarangi taking it forward. Boone at dummy half. Quick play the ball. Flat to Goodwin again. Rushing up on him. Some good defence. Looked like Simon Hunt. Left side to Chapman-Kinney. Thinks he's got it down. I thought he was going into touch for a moment. Referee's happy with it. In fact, Kane Chapman-Kinney's gone in. So an innocuous try, really. Initially, Chapman-Kinney, I thought he'd gone out. But Pete Veretto coming across. It was a good pit by the big second rower fullback. But Chapman-Kinney's gone in for the opening try of the game. His second of the season. Third of his career. And Kyle Lewis with the kicking duties this afternoon. After Aidan McKinney has had all the kicks thus far this season. Lewis starts it well out to the right, looking to bring it round. Doesn't come round enough, and the score remains 4 points to 0. So opening try of the game to Manly skipper Kane Chapman-Kinney. Last try was in round 3 of this season against the Parramatta Eels.
He's held there. That's one. Move.
A frustrating so far, frustrating season so far for Kane Chapman-Kinney.
Held. 2 hands away.
Speaking to him earlier this week, and he's really, really keen to win that third position.
Let him go. He's held 3.
Possibly moving into the second row as his third position, possibly fullback. Obviously a winger centre at the moment, but really keen to win that third position for the Seagulls. So it's Bennett to play the ball. Standout performer for the Seagulls. Lewis puts the kick in, not a great kick at all. Kelly was coming through and collects it well. And not the kick that Kyle Lewis would have been hoping to get away after they're scoring their first try.
On the keep going. Hill.
So a frustrating loss last week for the Broncos, coming up against the Panthers.
He's held there.
Going down 24 points to 0 under the mountains. And as mentioned already, it's been a frustrating year or season for Joey Kelly, Pete Veretto and that leadership team. The minor premiers of season 1. Obviously losing Sanderson only a couple of weeks ago as they put the kicking in. Another poor end of the set, this time by the Broncos. But Sanderson coming to the Broncos in the off-season between seasons 1 and 2 really was seen as a possible shining light for the Broncos, who had suffered from not really having a constant fullback position or option. But after the opening couple of rounds, it was evident that Sanderson just wasn't fitting into that Broncos culture at all. And it was later discovered that there was a little bit going on behind the scenes as Cooper Gronk's coming away with that one. Seagulls looking to push the passes, and one too many. Gronk comes away with a Dixon, throws a dummy, Dixon's away, he's broken away, Bell's coming, Dixon's got too much speed, And the little 5'8's gone under the post for the Broncos' first try of the game. First try in the SRL as well. Through the massive dummy. The whole Seagulls backline fell for it. Not known as a runner of the ball, in fact. That's probably why the defence just opened up. And Dixon, what a moment, his first try in the SRL after making his debut round 1, season 1. Now, it's been a long time coming, and he adds the extra 2 as well. Brisbane levelling up here on the Gold Coast. In fact, sorry, they take the lead. 6 points to 4. 16 and a half minutes gone. So back live here on the Gold Coast. Good try to Bronson Dixon.
That's one. Move.
Running 30 metres to go under the post to score his first try in the competition.
He's held there. 2.
Has had a good season so far for the Broncos.
Held.
One of their
3.
regular
Marcus
5'8
lock in.
options alongside Levi Raymond. As mentioned, he's on the bench tonight.
4. Hold the 10.
But not known as a big runner of the ball. 2 assists so far this season. And notably known for his distributing and playmaking skills. As Herman gets back and collects that well and breaks through the middle. Jake Tuss does a good job in running him down, but Herman could have been away there. Akarangi put into a good hole by McKinney.
He's held there.
Again, it's McKinney calling for it. They go left instead to Goodwin. Charging it up, the big prop forward.
3. Back to 10.
Looking to go into the Broncos 30 through Matthew Harris.
4.
Hard to stop the big fella. Right side McKinney gives it a punch. Inside to Boone.
Marcus lock in.
Good support play by the Manly hooker. Final tackle now. Herbert at dummy half. Akarangi gives it to Lewis. Lewis decides to run. The gap that he saw closed. And it's Simon Hunt and David Hastings who take him down. And it's a handover to the Broncos. So quickly going through the permutations of this game and what it means to the season in general. Manly currently sitting in 6th position on the table on 4 points, 2 wins to their name. The Broncos right behind them in 7th with the 1 win, 2 points on the board. But if it's a little bit of a logjam at the moment, as we saw the Canberra Raiders taking down the Cowboys earlier on tonight. So that puts them up on 6 points along with the Rabbitohs and the Warriors who play tomorrow night. But if the Seagulls can win tonight, that puts 4 teams on 6 points. And a massive logjam as we head into the final round of regular season next week. Meanwhile for the Broncos,
He's tackle 1.
things do not get much easier after the Seagulls tonight. They will end the regular season against the South Sydney Rabbitohs away from home. And they really need to win both games here, both tonight and next week against the Rabbitohs, to have any chance in winning, along with a few results that need to go their way.
He's held there. Move
Most notably, they really wanted the Cowboys to beat the Raiders earlier on tonight. That didn't go their way. So they really need the Warriors to beat the Rabbitohs tomorrow night, and then for them to beat the Rabbitohs next week, which will be a tough ask.
That's 1. Move.
Even though the Rabbitohs are currently sitting in 4th, they are arguably one of the strongest teams in the competition.
That's his 2nd.
Sam Hodgson is on the park. Looks like he's slotted into the second row for the Broncos.
Right, that's the third.
That's Joey Kelly up the top of the screen on the far touchline. They go to Bergen. His first touch as well off the bench tonight. Akarangi grabs him around the waist. Herman up high. 30 metres out here. Through the hands. Hodgson in a gap. Sam Hodgson gets away from Herman. Wrapped up in a good tackle. Only 5 metres short of the line. Final tackle now. Scott's going to put it high. High towering kick. Coming down for Joey Kelly. And he's put it down as well. The Broncos skipper. Third try of the season. Getting high over Chapman Kenny. Didn't time his leap well at all. But it's Hodgson who's come on in the second row. Made that initial break, and then Theo Scott, pinpoint kick coming down for Kelly. Dixon will slot this one straight through the uprights, and we're up to 12 points to 4. 25 minutes gone. Back live here on the Gold Coast. Seba Super Stadium, a location for this round 6 fixture. The home game for the Broncos, taking it away from home.
Hill, that's your second.
This week. The Simulation Rugby League Premiership, live on SRL TV is what you're watching. If you haven't joined, head to our Discord. The link is in the description of this video. But now is the time to be the player in Rugby League's best eSports competition. Season 3 set to launch in early 2022. Join now as a rookie and enter into the SRL Mines, the minor league nines competition, and make your way into the SRL Premiership. Jesse Bennett taking it forward for the Seagulls. One player in particular that sort of going under the radar a little bit this year, Jesse Bennett.
3, back to 10.
Rookie. First season in the SRL. But really is the standout performer, especially in the forwards for the Seagulls.
5, hold, he's held there, let him up.
As Herman will play the ball, Boone at dummy half. McKinney, towering Bob, test for Pete Veretto, coming down with us, Tyson Payne. And the big prop forward off the bench. Pete Veretto went up, but Tyson Payne outleapt him. His first try in the SRL, and Manly strike back straight away. Lewis adds the extra 2. But Pete Veretto, one of the tallest players in the competition, being outleapt by Tyson Payne, the young rookie. And that will not please Pete Veretto, who's filling in at the fullback position tonight, regularly playing in the second row. Actually, interesting story coming out over the last couple of weeks or couple of days. Pete Veretto will be fighting Cameron Reynolds from the South Sydney Rabbitohs in the upcoming SRL charity event.
That's your second.
The two largest players in the SRL going head to head in the ring.
3 markers lock in.
Set to be the fighter and duke it out. It'll be an absolute slugfest, you'd have to say. We know Pete Veretto can get quite aggressive on the field.
Did the last.
Loves to have a word to the players, and he's just been handed the co-captaincy along with Justin Plays for the Broncos for next season. But Cameron Reynolds is a huge human being as Kelly goes through the middle, just breaks the Seagulls defence apart. Chapman Kenny's chasing, but Kelly's too fast and goes in for a double in the first half. Both teams going try for try at the moment. So what a kick return from Kelly, showing exactly what he has and what the Broncos are possibly losing for next season. Dixon adds the extra 2, 18 points to 10, 32 and a half minutes gone. That's another big talking point. Will Joey Kelly stay at the Broncos? Obviously he's been told he won't be captain next season. But will he stay at the Broncos? Rumours surfacing that he possibly will stay at the Broncos in the leadership capacity. It'll be interesting to see over the next couple of days or the next week or so
That's one. Move.
what he will decide to do. Other news coming out that Jackson Ellison will be leaving the Broncos at the end of the season. Also, Theo Scott has advised the board that he will be looking to play his rugby league elsewhere.
Back with me.
Both players yet to confirm where that might be. With the Broncos losing 3 big players
4. Get back. Look at me. Hill.
at the end of the season. As Scott finds Ellison, juggles it off the shoulder, has to go back and
He's held there.
retrieve it just before it touches the ground. So good hands by the Kangaroo skipper. Scott to kick on the final. Good set from the Broncos after that try, pushing the ball deep down into Manly territory as Chapman Kenny brings it back. Through the hands this time. Bennett finds Morris,
Hands away. Hill.
smothered in a big tackle by Simon Hunt. Bennett again gets back, goes to punch.
He's held there.
Seagulls
3.
line to
Hands
trying
away.
to set it up centre field through the big men at the moment. Bennett taking it forward. Another good chance by Jesse Bennett.
Clear him. That's tackle 4. Hands off.
McKinney, Herban,
Get the last. Marcus.
covered
lock
well
in.
and a good tackle
He's
there
held
by Scott. Punching it down as Byron Boone to Simon Walker.
1.
Good chase from the Seagulls,
Hill.
led by McKinney and Robbie Elms. This time it's Hodgson
He's held there. 2.
taking it forward, filling it second row at the moment. It looks Sam Hodgson. Interesting move there by Joey Kelly. Obviously injured last week,
Hill.
needing to start
3.
from the
Back
bench.
with me.
Hodgson and looks to be filling in the second row as they go to Bergen. Offloads to Atchison,
4. Hold the 10.
driven
He's
back
held
by
there.
Goodwin. Just touching on Jesse Bennett again. Seagulls front rower,
Hill.
averaging 129 metres per game. He's had 2 tackle breaks so far this season, but putting his hand up for arguably rookie of the season. As Chapman Kenny returns it, gets away from Pete Veretto, and Chapman Kenny's going to do a Joey Kelly and going for a double in the first half. So the 2 wingers, the 2 skippers going toe to toe. And with only a couple of minutes until half time, the Seagulls going for their third try. So out in front for Kyle Lewis, who'll make no mistakes here. We'll head to 18-16. A minute and a half remaining until the half-time siren. Straight through it up into the stands. A big crowd here on the Gold Coast to see this one. And we are in for an exciting second half. Both teams know their season is on the line here tonight. An amazing stadium, Super Stadium here on the Gold Coast. Crowd of 28,000 packed in for this game. Obviously no SRL team based on the Gold Coast at the moment, even though that could change in the near future. Other bids coming recently for the SRL. Glebe looking to get into the SRL. As we approach half time, 18 points to 16. It's the Broncos. A narrow 2-point lead as we head into the sheds. Welcome back to the Gold Coast. Monday evening action here between the Manly Seagulls and the Brisbane Broncos. Round 6 action in the SRL Premiership. Second half underway with the Broncos with their hands on the ball first up. Heading into a light breeze coming from the north end of Super Stadium. However, that breeze is very light. Not much to contend with. However, the sun is still quite high in the sky, and they will have to contend with that coming over the right-hand edge of the stadium in the second half. Hastings busts up through the middle, tries to get the offload away. Bennett had it for a moment, dropped it, and Raymond, it looks like, well, it could have been Dixon, almost collected. It would have been 6 again. But Bennett does a good job in collecting it. Good options there from David Hastings.
3 hands away. He's held there.
So 3 tries apiece in the first half. 2 of those to the Broncos, to Joey Kelly. And 2 for the Manly skipper as well. Chapman Kenny crossing twice. 18 points to 16. A big second 40. We are set for as Lewis going to put a high testing kick, not much depth on it. And Justin Plays comes down with it. A little bit of pressure on him from Corey Bell, who's had a quiet first half.
2. He's held there.
Corey Bell, another player who has mentioned that he might be looking to change from the Seagulls for season 3. We mentioned a couple of players from the Broncos already. But rumours are circulating that Corey Bell may have fallen out of favour at the Seagulls and only his first season. Obviously coming into the side from the Rabbitohs as a starting fullback, but
Markers lock in.
Possible clash between Corey Bell and Sam Herbin. Both fullbacks, both highly rated in the SRL as well. And possible conflicts between those two has forced Corey Bell to make a decision that he probably didn't want to make. But the interesting decision will be, where does he go? What team is looking for a high-rated fullback? He is a gold-rated fullback. And the question will be, is who is looking for someone of Corey Bell's calibre? Now, as we mentioned that, there's also rumours circulating that Sam Herbin could also be looking to move on. So an interesting decision by Bell as to why he would move on if Sam Herbin is leaving.
That's one. Move. Held.
So that begs the question, two fullbacks leaving Manly, where do they go? I guess one possible option is the Cowboys up in Townsville. But if they're both leaving, who replaces Sam Herbin at the fullback?
Back with me. Held.
Do they look within the side, or do they try and pick up a young rookie?
Get back, look at me.
Or someone in free agency, someone like maybe Chaz Dingo would return back to his former club.
Held. 5, hold on the 10.
I know they've been chasing Chance Bunce at the Warriors for a while, as we see a mistake from Bronson Dixon, disappointing on the final tackle, putting it down.
He's held there. Right, here's tackle 1.
Brodie Kennedy at the Panthers could be an option. I know they've been talking to him.
Held. 2, hands away.
But an interesting couple of weeks we have in store, not just to end the season
Held there. 3,
as we approach finals footy, but also with the free agency window opening
held. 4,
on Wednesday.
move.
We'll wait and see what happens. But it's the Seagulls on attack at the moment. Punch
He's held
driving
there.
it forward.
5, hold.
Jake Tuss throws him to the ground. Final tackle now. McKinney going to put it high. A good towering kick from McKinney. Coming down with us, Michael Crimp. And he's dotted it down as well. So it's the Seagulls who strike first in the second half. Michael Crimp getting high. Looks like it was Joey Kelly who couldn't get up. And Michael Crimp, who had a great Nines campaign, pretty quiet for the Seagulls this season. His second try of his career. As Lewis has once again failed to convert. The score remains 20 points to 18. We are in for an absolute cliffhanger here this afternoon. So back underway
Held. Let him up. 1.
here on the
Release.
Gold Coast. Michael Crimp going over for his first try of the season. Sorry, correction, that's actually his second
2,
try of the
hands
season.
away.
Second of his career. A great Nines campaign from Michael Crimp.
3, hands off.
It was actually a great Nines campaign from the Seagulls, and in general, Sam Herbin coming in and really lighting things up
Release.
with Michael Crimp. But you'd have to say both players have probably underperformed this season. Sam Herbin only the 3 tries to his name in season 2. Obviously coming from the Storm. In season 1 he retired after the first opening 3 rounds of the competition, and coming out of retirement to join the Seagulls. 2 tries last year for the Storm, 2 tries this year for the Seagulls. Really wanted to see a little bit more from him the last couple of rounds as Sean Walker makes his way close to the line. The Broncos looking to strike back straight away as Ford puts it on the toe. Pete Barretto's come through, going close to the back of the line, and he's been rolled onto his back and he can't get the ball down. So big Pete Barretto charged onto that one with a lot of speed.
That's 1. Move. He's held there.
Seagulls defence did well to hold him up, and he couldn't get the hands free.
Held. Get off him. 2, hands away.
Akarangi to play the ball. Harris.
Held there. 3.
Good charge by Matthew Harris. Boone, dummy half flat to Bennett. Another good charge by Jesse Bennett.
Hands off.
Looking at these rookies for Manly. You got 3 young rookies in the Manly side who could possibly be vying for that Rookie of the Year. Jesse Bennett up the front has had a tremendous season. averaging over 120 metres per game as Walker breaks through the line. Herben's coming across. He's looking a little bit laboured, possibly hobbling Sam Herben, but he gets his man.
Release.
But the Broncos only 10 out. We'll come back to those Manly rookies in a moment. Dixon to Scott, straightens it up, big contact on him. Good quick play the ball. Atchison goes to Dixon. He decides to take the line on, close to the line. Bronson Dixon. We're gonna go upstairs, but Dixon's got up and he thinks he's got it down. Camera angles looks favourable, and Bronson Dixon, no try, as the Broncos restart from the 10, so controversy there. As Plays takes it forward, that tackle 4. We'll wait to get any confirmation in a moment as they sling it out wide to Hastings, and it's gone forward. So a horrible outcome for the Broncos. Still waiting to hear what that bunker decision was about. There's Manly. Their vice skipper, Matthew Harris, will look to settle things down. Error's starting to creep in as McKinney looks to dummy inside and goes himself. As Ford has gone down the big tackle and he's clutching his left elbow. In fact, he's come from the park, Jordan Ford. No, he's still out there. Chapman Kenny's gone straight past him. So Jordan Ford, I'm not sure how long he'll stay out there, but Lewis puts the kick in on the final. Kelly comes away with it. Gets past the 1, but Herben wraps him up. But I'm getting word that Bronson Dixon didn't get the ball down, in fact. Kane Chapman Kenny came up with the try saver, hand under the ball. So interesting decision. I thought you might get a closer look at that.
He's held there. He's held 3.
But Kane Chapman Kenny apparently hand under the ball, causing separation.
Get back. Look at me.
Dixon going for his second try of the game, a third player to go for a double.
He's held there. 5.
So interesting turn of events thus far as Jordan Ford's still out there. Coming up 60 minutes gone. Interchange bench players still waiting to come on. As McKinney, cut out pass, goes to Lewis. He picks up the scraps.
That's your second.
Veretto takes him down. Right they go, Goodwin busting through, hands it off, but Atchison comes away with it.
Let him go.
So errors continuing to creep into both sides. As Tuss charges it forward, he only knows one way. Up the guts, Jake Tuss. Scott inside to Ford, still out there at the moment.
That's the 3rd.
That left elbow not seeming to give him too many troubles at the moment. Allison.
He's held there. 4.
Big game from Jackson Allison needed so far. Inside again, this time to Bergen. Straightening it up right in front of the uprights. The Broncos looking to strike as we enter the final quarter. Back to Scott, puts it on the toe, picked up by Hodgson. Hodgson looks to have gone down under the post. We're going to go upstairs once again. It was a big tackle by Sam Herben at the final seconds. And the ball has come lodged, dislodged out of Sam Herben's hand. What a tackle from Sam Herben. Hodgson has dropped it, and the bunker this time makes the call again. No try. So the lights come on here on the Gold Coast. Broncos missing out on 2 tries in the second half. Manly just holding on by a thread at the moment.
He's held there. 3, back with me.
Boone goes right. McKinney finds Akarangi.
4, get back, look at me. No, let him go.
32, 33 metres out here, the Seagulls. A try here would really dent the hearts of the Broncos players and fans. 2 tries disallowed. McKinney down to the wing of Kelly. What can Kelly do? Can he spark something? The Broncos skipper. His final home game of his Broncos career possibly. But they've put it down. They've spilled a big tackle by Byron Boone. Bennett comes away with it. And the Broncos have turned it over in their own half.
He's tackled 1.
Lewis to Akarangi on the inside. Good run from Albi Akarangi. A big opportunity here for Manly. As they set it up, Boone to McKinney. He gives it the punch.
He's held there. 3 markers lock in.
3 or 4 metres out. Boone comes left this time. He comes to Harris. Big defence on him by Pete Veretto and Jordan Ford. McKinney, Herman, out wide to Corey Bell. Looking to force his way over. Taken down by some good defence. Out wide. Final tackle now. They go to Akarangi. Puts it on the toe. Picked up by Matthew Harris. And the Sea Eagles have crossed the line for their 5th try. Great assist by Akarangi and Matthew Harris. Dots down. Kyle Lewis will have the chance to make it an 8-point ball game. 2 from 4 at the moment. This kick to really give themselves a chance. He comes in, starts it from the left, looking to bring it round. It comes around just enough. It shaves the left hand upright. The Seagulls 26-18. 2.5 minutes remaining here on the Gold Coast. Brisbane's season hanging on the balance as they get the game back underway.
He's held there. 1. Release.
Matthew Harris crossing for his first try of the season.
2. Held. Clearing.
2nd of his career. 5th try of the night for the Sea Eagles.
3. Back to 10.
The Broncos really needed to find something as they go inside. Goodwin comes away with it. Referees saying that's 0-6 again for the Sea Eagles possibly. Coming off a Broncos player.
He's held there.
As the cameraman goes to sleep, we come to the left underneath us to Lewis.
2.
So things going from bad to the worse here for the Broncos. Crimp at dummy half to Morris. Goodwin on the charge, cutting Beaconsfield. Boone to Lewis, again inside, this time to Morris. Had Goodwin on his inside. Unmarked, but didn't go with him. Left to Lewis, cut out to Crimp. It's Cooper Gronk up over the top. Dixon around the legs, who takes him down. Final tackle, Lewis on the toe once again. Goodwin coming through, and Goodwin's going to dot down, and the Sea Eagles go back to back, and that will be it for the Broncos season surely. Brad Goodwin, an assist from Kyle Lewis, the 7th of the season, and Pete Veretto just stuck in the in goal. Goodwin's 3rd of the season, and Manly with this kick surely to take it out to a 14-point ball game with only 11.5 minutes remaining. Could end the Broncos' hopes of finals footy as Lewis sends it through the middle, 32 points to 18. Back live here on the Gold Coast. That try to Brad Goodwin. 3rd of his career, 3rd of the season, 5th of his career. But Kyle Lewis, his 8th try assist of the season. He is leading the competition. And right behind him is Byron Boone, sitting on 7. We were talking briefly earlier on about Jesse Bennett being a contender for Rookie of the Season. And right up there with him is the duo of Kyle Lewis and Byron Boone. Not only leading the rookies for assists of the season, but leading the whole competition. As Bell put the kick in, a little bit too deep from Corey Bell, win behind them in the second half. And it trickles over the back of the in goal. But Kyle Lewis shaping up as one of the best halves in the competition. He'll be along with Jack O'Neill, Liam Ryan. And really starting to stake his claim at the moment. I saw a social media post come out through the Kickoff with Lachlan Martin Instagram page. Top 5 hookers in the competition. Byron Boone wasn't even listed, which was rather surprising given he's got 7 assists this season. We'll wait to see if that changes after tonight's effort. But it's the Broncos on attack. Final tackle, Bergen to play the ball. Needing something as Raymond puts it on the toe. But no real chasers there coming through for the Broncos. Only Sam Hodgson really knowing what was going to happen.
That's your second.
Looks like Levi Raymond's gone into the number 13 jumper. Jordan Ford's come from the field.
3.
Chris Lord is on the field for the Seagulls, as is Joshua Blackburn. Both those players still looking to get over the injuries suffered last week in their loss to the Raiders.
Tackle 5. Oh, he's held there.
But with 5.5 minutes remaining, it's the Seagulls who look to going to pick up a valuable victory over the Broncos. And they will keep their finals hopes alive. And what a night of SRL action we've seen. Earlier on, it was the Raiders getting a good win against the Cowboys, ending their season, but keeping the Raiders' hopes alive. Currently sitting in 3rd position on the table, the Rabbitohs in 5th. The Manly Seagulls will stay in 6th with this win. But next week it's the Seagulls who will head over to Tasman to take on the Warriors at Mount Smart Stadium.
That's 1. Move.
Needing a win against the Warriors. While the Broncos will head to Sydney and they'll take on the Bunnies in their final game for Season 2, unable to replicate their Season 1 heroics, picking up the minor premiership. And they will look to their Season 3 skippers Pete Veretto and Justin Plays to make some big plays in the off-season. Seriously need to look at some of their combinations and who they will bring in after the big losses of Jackson Ellison and Theo Scott and possibly Joey Kelly. Meanwhile, the Seagulls, they will continue their charge into the finals for Season 2. Their hopes well and truly alive. Big performances tonight from Sam Herbert at the back. Their captain crossing for 2 tries. Kane Chapman-Kenny, possibly his best performance of the season.
5. Markers lock in.
Matthew Harris leading from the front. Brad Goodwin Albi Akarangi, as usual. Robbie Elms has been solid on defence. And it's the Manly Seagulls who are going to pick up the 2 points here away from home on the Gold Coast. Winning tonight 32 points to 18. A big win away from home for the Seagulls, ending the Broncos season with a game still to come. 4 losses in a row for Brisbane. 2 tries to Joey Kelly, 1 to Bronson Dixon. He was denied one as well, as was Sam Hodgson. Meanwhile for the Seagulls, 6 tries, 2 to Chapman Kenny, 1 to Harris, 1 to Goodwin, 1 to Tyson Payne, his first try, and Michael Cribb crossed as well. Reasonably good completion rates for both sides, 22 out of 25 for the Seagulls, 17 out of 22 for the Broncos. But no real telling factors there. It was just heart and determination that it got it for the Seagulls. But we hope you've enjoyed Monday night action here on SRL TV. Don't go anywhere. Tomorrow night is going to be just as big. It's the Warriors taking on the Rabbitohs and the Panthers taking on the Eels. We'll see you then.